Now, Access Tech Live headlines.
So what did Apple announce this week? In a pre-recorded media event on Tuesday, Apple made its first product announcement in several months, the new iPad lineup. We'll begin, as they did, with the new iPad Air. Here's Melody Kuda, Apple's Director of iPad Product Design.
Inspired by iPad Pro, where about half the users choose a larger screen, we created a 13-inch model of the new iPad Air as well. The 13-inch Air has 30% more screen real estate than the 11-inch Air. The larger display gives users more space to express their ideas in apps like Freeform, or to see more participants in a video call on Zoom. It also provides more space to view multiple apps using Split View in iPadOS. And both displays have the same advanced features, so all your content looks absolutely gorgeous.
So that new iPad is available in two sizes, 11 and 13 inches. The new iPad Air features a 30% larger screen, a front-facing camera now repositioned to the landscape side where people are actually using it most, stereo speakers with better sound quality as well. It's going to be available in 4 colors. The new iPad Air starts at $799 Canadian, with storage options starting at 128 gigs all the way up to 2 terabytes. You can order that now, and it'll be shipping or delivering as of next Wednesday. Moving on to the redesigned iPad Pro, this new tablet also comes in 11-inch and 13-inch variations and features a new thinner design that Apple said is even thinner than the old iPod Nano. The 11-inch weighs less than a pound, and the 13-inch a notch above a pound, just making them super portable and thin. Here's John Turnus, Apple's Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering.
The 11-inch Pro is 5.3 millimeters thin, and the 13-inch Pro is an incredible 5.1 millimeters thin. Compared to the previous iPad Pro, the difference is striking. The new iPad Pro is even thinner than the iPod Nano, which makes it the thinnest Apple product ever.
The new iPad Pros also move the camera to the landscape side. They feature Apple's next generation M4 chip, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a couple of minutes with Sean, and 10 times more power on board with a new OLED screen that has cool new technology with an optional nano-textured glass that is designed to reduce glare and improve the color. The new iPad Pro starts at $1399 in Canada. Alongside the new iPads come new accessories. The Magic Keyboard has been redesigned with a larger trackpad that has haptic feedback, a thinner design, and a row of function keys. The Magic Keyboard is available in black and gray and will run $449 Canadian. Finally, Apple unveiled the new pencil, the Apple Pencil Pro. It's packed with new sensors, offering haptic feedback, squeeze technology, so you can do more without lifting your hand, as well as a gyroscope on board, so it can sense things like subtle rotations and movements.
We added a new sensor in the barrel of the pencil to enable new interactions. So now, for example, you can just squeeze it to bring up a new tool palette. And when you squeeze the pencil, a haptic engine delivers precise feedback that you can feel. A gyroscope allows you to roll the pencil for precise control of the tool you're using, like changing the orientation of a shaped pen or brush. If you ever lose Apple Pencil Pro, you can easily locate it, since it now supports Find My. And of course, it pairs, charges, and stores magnetically on the side of iPad Pro.
The Apple Pencil Pro is $169 Canadian, and all of these products are available for pre-order right now, and delivery is looking like next week. So you can bet we'll go hands-on once I have all these things in our hands. Google couldn't leave Apple alone in the spotlight this week. The company announced the new Pixel 8a. Their next generation smartphone features a 6.1-inch display with up to 120 Hz refresh rate. The screen can go up to 2,000 nits of peak brightness with support for full 24-bit color depth. It has a 24-hour battery life with up to 72 hours in extreme battery saver mode with a fast charging battery and wireless charging as well. The phone features Google's Tensor G3 chip and starts at $679 for the 128 gig model and $759 for the 256 gig model. Both models will be available next Tuesday, May the 14th. In other Google news, the company is rolling out a tool that makes it easier to find and request the removal of personal contact information online. Information could include your phone number, home address, or email address from all search results. The feature is called Results About You, and it's part of Google's commitment to making search safer and giving users more control of their experience on the web. Results About You proactively monitors the web for search results that contain your personal information and allows you to request immediate removal from search. They have a dashboard as well, which will let you know if web results are actually find your contact information and they show up in search, while notifications will advise you for new results in pop-up as well. Country music legend Randy Travis has released new music for the first time since suffering from a stroke more than a decade ago, all thanks to artificial intelligence. Developers used vocal stems, that's parts of his old music from older songs, in his career to recreate his singing voice digitally. While some artists have opposed the use of AI and even petitioned against it, Travis and his wife Mary are hoping the new song can set the standard for how AI could be used in a positive way. Let's take a listen to a clip from Where That Came From, which features visuals of Randy and his band in studio, as well as his family listening and reacting to hearing his singing voice for the first time in over 10 years.
She had eyes like diamonds, and they caught the light. Oh, but they were dark and deeper than the night.
Sean, I mean, that is AI being used for absolute best way I could possibly think of, and it really entertains me to hear how I could not tell that was actually artificially created. I'm sure your reaction is probably the same.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And of course, we always hear about the negative impacts of AI, and rightfully so. There's a lot of things to consider. But when you hear something like that and the reason why it's so special, you know, of course, we're used to this with personal voice. People have lost their voice, recreating them and giving their voice back. It's amazing. And it sounds so good as well.
Yeah, no, it sounds amazing, and I'm curious to see what other type of things they do with it as well. Our question of the week, we do it every single week, Sean. We try to get the audience involved. This week, the question is, and you don't have to answer it right away, don't worry. If you could invent a new gadget to solve a daily annoyance, and it can't be Steven, what would it be and how would you use it? So if you could invent a new gadget to solve a daily annoyance, what would it be and how would you use it? Now, if you have an answer, I don't mind hearing it now, but if you want to hold on to it, I can wait as well.
No, well, the first thing that springs into my mind is the dog. Taking the dog out every day, because there's nothing worse than being woken up at 7 a.m. by a big dog face in your face telling you it's time to get... Basically, I'm bullied by my dog. So if there was something that could just take him out, that'd be great.
What do you guys think at home? Connect with us on all our social media platforms. It is at Access Tech Live. You can also email us, feedback@accesstechlive.com, and you can get involved. Sean, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we're going to dive a little deeper into Apple's Tuesday media event and find out what you think about the new iPads as well. Stick around. It's Access Tech Live.
There's more Access Tech Live to come. Get involved and have your say at Access Tech Live on social media. We'll be right back.